Hi, my name is Amir Crummel, and I'm the owner of SolCrete, a decorative concrete business located right here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area. Welcome to our next installment of our Job of the Month series. This one is going to be about concrete finishes. In this installment, we'll talk a little bit about the different concrete finishes that are available and also do a walkthrough of a project that we did in Dallas, Texas. Basically, for concrete finishes, the two most popular types you'll see are broom finishes and a hard troweled surface. We're going to take a look at some examples here. Our first example is a broom finish. Broom finishes are normally found outside on driveways and sidewalks. They're real popular for exterior concrete as it creates a textured surface that is less slippery, even when it gets wet. Broom finishes are made by running a broom over the surface of the concrete while it's hardening. The broom carves a series of lines into the concrete, giving it a light or heavy texture, depending on what is needed. Here's an example of our second option for residential projects, a hard troweled concrete finish. This finish is created by using a power trowel that is basically an upside down fan. The fan blades spin over the concrete while it's hardening, and that's what creates a smooth finish. Acid staining loves this type of concrete finish. As it is a reactive process and some parts of the concrete floor are smoother than others, the acid stain will create various marbleized effects throughout the entire area. Whenever we can, we always try to apply an acid stain to a hard troweled surface like this one. But sometimes that's just not an option, as you'll see here. Here's a case in point. Around the start of February, I got a call from the owner of a data center in Dallas who really needed some new flooring for his place. He had glued down carpeting in the hallways and it was just plain worn out. The funny thing is that he had actually made a deal with another contractor to do an acid stain, but the guy just would never show up for the job. So he got tired about after a month of trying to chase this guy down, he decided to give us a call. I grabbed my camera, measuring gear, and headed over there to take a look at it. As soon as I walked in, I knew we were in trouble. This floor was full of holes. There were huge patches of glue everywhere, and in some places the concrete was actually peeling up in chunks. Let's take a look at some of the problems we found here on the floor. First here, there were a bunch of nails, concrete nails that had been hammered into the floor. You just popped one up there. There is glue. That's what held the carpet down before, and there was quite a bit of that all over the place. Here's another nail. Every time he pops that out, that's a hole that we have to fill in before we can apply the overlay. Here's a view down the long hallway that shows all the glue that has to come up. And this is a view into the break room where you can see where the tile was. Walking out of the break room, we came up to a small hallway, and here we found some of the first areas that had actually delaminated, or in other words, the concrete had actually popped out. So what options did we have? Yes, we could certainly scrape up the glue, we could certainly patch all the holes in the floor, but for a fact, since acid staining is a reactive process and it's also a translucent process, it doesn't hide anything, you would end up seeing all these patches and glue marks and everything on the floor. So we decided to go with a different option, which is what we call the microfinish overlay. A microfinish overlay is a thin coating of a special cement that we use to resurface your floor. We usually add a pigment to it so that it's not just a gray color. In this case, we added a beige, and then we apply it to the floor with a squeegee or a trowel. This thin layer of concrete helps cover up patches, cracks, holes, glue, and many other imperfections. Here you can see Armando using the overlay material to cover some small holes in the floor. Here's another part of the data center floor that had peeled up. When a concrete floor has this much damage, we first patch it and then apply the microfinish overlay. You can barely see where there was work done to the floor. Here's a long hallway that was just full of holes, cracks, glue, and patches. It's pretty obvious that the microfinish overlay was the best choice to repair this floor before doing the staining. As we resurfaced the entire area, all of the imperfections just went away. This is what the break room looked like after the tile got pulled out, and here's what it looks like after we applied the microfinish overlay. And finally, this is the commons area.
Yes, the walls are a little green, but the nice thing about the floor is that it has a rich, beautiful, and neutral color.
This concludes this installment of our Job of the Month series, Concrete Finishes. Thanks for taking some time to visit with us, and if we can be assistance in any of your projects, don't hesitate, give us a call. Thank you. Have a good one.